Hold that thought. Don't let your ADD get the best of you. Okay. Try something here. Okay. It's been brought to my attention by Yngwie Malmsteen. Something really interesting. And he was talking with Rick Beato. I don't know how long old the interview was, and he was saying something about improvisation and neoclassical music. And what he was saying was that when you listen to Bach, Paganini, Mozart, whatever, and you see what they play, like every night when Yngwie plays, whatever song it is he records in the studio, when he plays it live, he says he never plays it the same way twice. And if you're thinking about it, what he's getting at is that when you listen to like Bach, Mozart, whatever, there was a lot more improvisation in classical music than most people would think. You know, everybody thinks of classical music as extremely disciplined music. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. And that you know, like you play the same notes every time, the same way, with precision and everything like that. So he's like, when you think about it, like Paganini or whatever, when you look at their sheet music, Locatelli, you know, Beethoven, Mozart, Valvini, whatever, that's just what they wrote down. You know, they had to write something down. So, like for example, Beethoven with something like between 1,000 and 1,100 pieces that he composed. That's just what was written down, and people say, "Well, that's a lot." I'm like, "Okay, yeah. Imagine how many he crumpled up and threw into the trash bin." No, I don't like that. You had to write something down. So when you're playing, I'll just do something improvised here. Whatever it's going to be, right? So something fairly neoclassical. Now, the next time you might play it, you might go. Whatever. So you play it differently the second time, and that's fine. Third time. Okay. Now the thing is yeah. Okay. So you can play that. If that was, we'll say the notes would have been within the, say, the key of G or something like that. Okay, so the point is that improvisation is now the main tool. The key that you're playing, so we'll say from G to F, something like, you know, we'll go G, F sharp, F, right? Anything I do in around here in these group of notes here is going to be fine. Doesn't really matter what pattern I pick. I do not have to play the exact same thing every single time, which then you just let the melody take itself away, and that's something that will help you when. So if I was playing it. Whatever, you could do that all day. You know what I mean? Back and forth between. So any one of these notes is going to sound good in any order. Anything I can come up. whatever I do, it's all going to work in that, and I can improvise neoclassically. It's not only the blues that and jazz that can improvise. So don't think so strict and restrictively when you're thinking neoclassical. You don't need to. You've got room there. So Yngwie's right. You know, they had to write something down. Paganini, Locatelli, they had to write something down. So what has happened, it seems like, is that over the years of people playing these classical pieces and everything like that, what they ended up doing was becoming so strict to the rules of the game here, where it's like, here's the sheet music, you are only going to play it this way and whatever. But there's also a lot of stuff is open into interpretation of how it's played, you know, violin to the guitar to the piano to whatever. Doesn't matter. But the point is that most people will always try to play it the same way, you know, and their variation of. So we've taken classical music and neoclassical music into a genre where it's like it has to be completely disciplined and the same thing each time around. And then you got a guy who was really coined, neoclassical for the first time, and that was Yngwie. He was the first one that it really appeared with. The Japanese coined it for him. Said he was this neoclassical style. And the thing is that what he's telling you is that you can improvise. So if you're in a solo or whatever and you're playing live, you got room here. You can do a lot. It's no different than the blues. It's no different than the jazz or anything like that. You can improvise with it as much as possible. So I just thought I'd make a little video on that. There you go.